Hello everybody, here we are again for another week of the quarantine sessions. I'm Natasha Papadopoulou and we will be working out for the 5th week together. So I don't know if anybody has been following all the classes, because last time we used this beautiful structure to activate our parasympathetic resistance system. So if you were here and you still have this beautiful toilet roller with you, it's a roller, homemade roller, that consists of 4 of these little friends inside. If you want to go ahead and make one, we will be using it for structure today. If not, it's okay, I will give modifications. So in today's session, we will be focusing on our deep acceleration point. So the name deep is actually a little bit misleading, because our acceleration point is not deep but rather than wide, as it can extend over to 2.5 meters outside our physicality. So you can imagine it's a really big field we can get with our acceleration point. It's very promising these days to know and activate our acceleration, because it means that we can actually have meaningful connections with people besides the 1.5 meter social distancing we are in. So let me just say 2 more things about acceleration point, which are important to understand. So this point, which is outside our physical body, kind of protecting us, it's also a big source of layers and curves. So that means that our acceleration really likes to be curved and twirled and spinned around. And that's what we will be doing today. But in order to do all that, we first have to start by finding our drive. It's a very important beginning point for acceleration. So let's go ahead and do that. So I will ask you to sit in a very easy, comfortable pose like this, or if that's not comfortable, this is fine too, whatever you prefer. So we sit like this, and we will be doing, let me sit properly. So we will start by using our luck. For the ones that don't know, this is our luck, this is our links. These long, beautiful areas are our charms. Deep in here is our imagination point, which we will use a lot today. And as always, we will be breathing in from our needs. And sometimes we exhale also from our needs, or we exhale from our wants, which is this area here. So for the first exercise, we will take our right luck and we will hold our left charm like this. Then we will close our links and get to this position. Let's try to do this at very clean angles. And here, I will come closer so you can see, because it's a very precise little movement we have to do in order to find our drive. So here we will do this little tiny movement, which looks very simple, but it's not, because we have to use the strength of our other charm to be able to pivot, so our charm doesn't move like this. So it stays completely still, and the only thing that's moving and twirling around is our luck. Okay? So let's go ahead and do it all together. For this, we can also keep our eyes open and the visual input on our charm and our luck, so we can make sure that we're doing it correctly. We will inhale and exhale. So it doesn't matter if you inhale front or back, just try to make a big circle. And let's all do it together. We will do 3 circles on each side. So let's start counterclockwise, like witches like. So we inhale as we go backwards, and we exhale as we go forward. Try to see and look at this movement. It has to hurt, a little bit. And let's go for the last one. And now we reverse the movement. So we go. And the last one. Okay. Let's see how that feels. That should already have done a lot of acceleration of energy in this area. Okay, so let's go to the other side. So again, try to make clean cuts here, and we try to pivot ourselves so the area that we're working stays very, very stiff and everything is moving around it. So let's go ahead together and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and reverse. Here maybe you start hearing some cracks. That's really good news. It means we can crack the system from within. Let's try to make the circle really big. This is supposed to hurt a little bit. And let's go for the last one. And exhale. And now we should feel the activation all over. Okay, so for the second exercise, we will be using this movement, but this time we will not be holding ourselves, so we will have everything free flowing. So we will come to this beautiful position like this. Try to keep 90-90, and we will close our sensory inputs, but let me first explain. We will take huge inhales and exhales from our talent point. So we will be using the breath of talent, which for the ones that don't know, it's a very, very strong exhale from our knees only. We don't worry at all about the inhale. It happens automatically. What we worry about is that our talent point, which is this area here, is pumping. Okay, so the breath looks a little something like this. It's only from our knees, and for that we will close off and concentrate on our imagination point, and let's do it all together. So first we find the pose. Once we find the pose, then we will continue with this pivot movement. So it has to become a very fluid movement. And let's get started. So take a big inhale here. Close off any input. Start twirling your legs around while you start activating your acceleration with the breath of talent. Try to keep a lot of force on the upper part of your palms that maybe want to sink down. Don't let them. Keep on twirling and keep on exhaling only from your knees forcefully for the last 5 seconds. And now reverse the movement. So let's continue on the opposite side. Let's go. It's good to completely focus internally and try to imagine, feel the energy twirling all around while your talent is activating all the energy that you're spreading out and about. So let's continue. Rely on your upper arms here so your legs can move freely around. Rotate. Let's go as fast as we can for the last 10 seconds. Let's give it all we got. Focus on your imagination point right here and forcefully exhale everything you need. For 3, 2, 1, and now take a huge inhale from your knees. Hold the pose and hold. Squeeze your inspiration point, which is very, very deep in here. Squeeze it with all your might and hold the breath. And now exhale softly. And let your charms return to gravity. I think we should feel our acceleration already expanding up here. So let's continue. For the next exercise, I would suggest that you move into this comfortable, easy pose. And this is where I would suggest that we also use our lovely homemade toilet roller, which we will be using like this. So if you have the toilet roller, or if you have something of that sort and you don't have the time to prepare the roller, it's okay. Just sit on something very, very soft and small, and then slowly let yourself slide forwards. We're only using the toilet roller here for absolute stability. So if you don't have any props, that's all right. Just make sure that you have a very stable, strong base, which you can do by opening your assertions to the past like this. Okay, don't worry, nobody's watching. You can just do it. So we are in this beautiful pose, and here we will reach out with our charms all the way up to the sky, and we will be interlacing our links here, and we will only be leaving our first long link, which is also the link that connects us to Jupiter, the planet that's up there, which is also the planet of luck. So we have a very long line of charms and a very determined connection between these two Jupiter links. So here, again, of course, we have to maintain a very strong base, and we will do a very simple internal almost movement, which looks a little something like this. We always start counterclockwise, but let me first explain. We don't have to make really big circles here. Small circles are enough. We just have to feel that our hopes, which we worked with last week, is the ones that are drilling around our talent point, which is here. And of course our inspiration is very much activated to help this drilling going on. So we will reach up, we will take a big inhale and try to close off again all sensory input. Focus on our imagination point. We will start twirling counterclockwise again. Let's start with an inhale and an exhale, and then long inhales and exhales from your needs only for this exercise. Try to make this enjoyable twirling movement with a strong base. So I don't want you to be going like this. I want you to be as straight as possible, and the only thing that's moving is your hopes, taking your talent along with them, and your inspiration also. Okay, and big inhale from our knees and exhale, and another big inhale and an exhale. Try to inhale when you are forward on the circle and exhale when you're backward. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale, and inhale, and swirl and activate your own talent. And let's do this 2 more times on this side. And the last one. And now let's take a big inhale in the middle. And hold the pose and squeeze our inspiration point and draw in all the talent and reach up as much as we can with our charm. And hold, hold, hold. And now softly exhale. And we will do the same thing on the other side. So inhale front and exhale back. Inhale front and exhale back. Inhale front and exhale back. Again, for the ones that are just joining, we're trying to get to our wide acceleration zone by twirling ourselves and expanding. And for this exercise, we're really counting on our 12 hopes, okay? Which is this beautiful, flexible leading bones. So let's go ahead and inhale in the front and exhale in the back. And if you can keep your input to yourself and focus on your imagination point, you will see that you can imagine the circles getting bigger as you take every curve along the way. And you inhale from your knees, always in the front, and you exhale again from your knees in the back. Let's do this 5 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale everything you need and exhale everything you don't need. And inhale everything you need and try to reach out with your charms and your locks. For this one, it's the last inhale. Let's take a big inhale in the middle. Again, and reach, reach, reach as much as we can and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all internally. Every inspiration we drilled it, now we got it. Let's hold it, hold it, hold it. And now let's exhale and let our charm swipe around our acceleration zone and feel the extension that we've just created. Great. Let's take another inhale here in the middle. Stay a little bit internally. Try to feel the energy that is still moving inside. It's definitely taking you for a ride. And let's take another big inhale here. And with an exhale, let's all meet back on the screen. For the next exercise, we will be extending our JPEGs. This is our JPEGs. This is a high definition. This is a high resolution. In here is our commitment. And we will use a little bit of all this information, not too much information, I hope. And the most important thing we will be using, though, is the energy of our talent. So we have already created this flow of talent, and now we have to use ourselves to spread it out all the way to our acceleration. So let's do that all together. We will be doing, I don't know which is the best way to sit. Use this one. So the movement looks a little something like this. Against you, don't be shy. It's your past. You open your past. You sit very stable on your past. You squeeze your assertions because you're sure of it. And here we will take an inhale in the middle. And then we will go swiping over our JPEGs with the help of our talent. So it's all about how our talent helps us to reach up. And then when we get to this position, we let ourselves go a little bit backwards as much as we can with the help of our talent. It is really important that our talent helps here. So we don't go too far. We have to keep our talent in here. And when we exhale, we will cut on this circle so we can find another one. So we will go like close one circle and then go find another. So we inhale, we exhale, we inhale, and it's very important to find this in between of the two circles. It's almost like the infinity point that we're looking for here. So let's do it all together. So let's start with a really nice, enjoyable inhale that elongates the possibilities in our spine, which, as we might already know, there are 33. and they're really happy to be extending. So we inhale here, and with an exhale we go swiping the energy field out to find our acceleration. We go looking for it, then we break the circle, and then we go swiping again with an inhale. Here you can use your wands also to exhale if that makes you more activated on your talent. That's okay. It's just good to take a really long inhale that lasts as long as the curve, all the way to infinity. Exhale here. Inhale all the way, and exhale, swipe the energy away and close the circle so you can open a new one. And crunch the circle because you can. Let's do 2 more of these. And inhale, swipe and send the energy away. And then crunch and collect it again so you can go and distribute it again to the universe. It's your own energy. You can play with it. And with an exhale, we can meet in this middle one more time. Okay. Here you can take a couple of enjoyable inhales from your knees and exhale long and happily from your wands. Feel a little bit the energy that is moving on 2 different sides at this time, I suppose, or I am almost sure. And now we will find ourselves to another really necessary twirling movement. So for the next exercise, I would ask you to come to this all fours opposition. So you have to be relying on all 4 of your extremities to keep you stable. And we will start with a straight line of possibilities back here. But what we're gonna do, you know how you can see me best. So here we will make circles on both sides. But first we start counterclockwise, which we will move the possibilities on our spine and our hopes like this. We will let our thoughts, this is our thoughts, follow, so it looks a little something like this. Okay, and then we will take an inhale in the middle, then we will reverse. But let's start counterclockwise. Again, we will close the input and focus on our imagination point, and we will keep our talent activated, and we will make sure that our hopes, especially our true hopes, are really giving space to our possibilities. So let's take an inhale in the middle and start all together. This, I think you can see me. So inhale here, and then let your thoughts fall and let yourself curve and flatten the curve and make huge curves on both sides of your up and your down. Inhale when you up, exhale when you make the opposite curve, like downwards. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale from your knees and exhale from your knees. It's better for this exercise. And then we do one last big roundabout. And we meet in the middle. We inhale here. We squeeze a little bit our inspiration and we feel the upper possibilities in our spine really elongating. Here we hold for a second, we exhale softly, and we continue to the other side, which is counterclockwise. We let our thoughts lead the way, and then we let our possibilities curve and flex and bend and try to make the circle wider and wider. Try to let our possibilities become this wide open space for things to become possible. So let's take a couple of big inhales again, and inhale everything you need and exhale everything you need, and then you find more of what you need. And let's do this last circle, and let's take this big enjoyable inhale from our knees and hold right here. Hold everything, squeeze everything, rely on your charms here, and hold, and then exhale and immediately come to this beautiful pose, like a little shell that is ready to relax. And here in this beautiful pose, try to make sure that your imagination point is flat on the mat, like this. Try to be as relaxed as the possibility in your spine. Let your hopes also widen here. And here we really have to use our imagination. We will take really long inhales from our knees and exhale from our knees. But I want you to use your imagination to try to imagine that the air, the breath that you're getting is doing the same movement we were just doing. So it's like the air wants to do this movement while we're still. So we're sending the air first like this, and the air is moving, and then it's going around and around. So the inhale and the exhale are becoming these invisible circles of breath that is happening through our imagination and with the help of our wands, and opening up. Let's take another 2 big inhales here. Try to feel this twirling going around. As you're stable, the air is moving without you moving. And now let's reverse the energy of the breath, and everything you need is going the opposite way to find the perfect balance. So inhale and twirl this time like that. And try to feel that your hopes, especially the area of your true hopes, your modesty, your justice, and your courage, your temperance, your magnificence, generosity, everything is breathing out. That's the power of your breath. It can extend all these qualities, and your ambition is also there, breathing itself in and out. Don't ask me why the ambition is there. Ask Aristotle, he knows best. But I know we can exercise all this with just our imagination point. And here, twirling around, and do it for 1, 2 long breaths, and then just relax and feel the weight of your hopes and the weight of your structure sinking down. Take a big inhale in the middle, and with an exhale, slowly, possibility by possibility, let's roll up to find ourselves in the middle, which is going to be the end of our session for today. I want to do one last exercise before we separate, which we will be sitting in this beautiful pose because we didn't have time to feel the energy of our charms twirling around as well. So let's just quickly do that for 3 times on each side. So let's sit like this, like a little mermaid would, and let's lean on our left charm. The links are pointing down, barely touching, and with our other charm we're just gonna go make a really big circle, as big as we can, like this. So we inhale in the front and we exhale in the back, and try to reach the opposite side without letting your charm untouch the mat. So One last big circle, and in the middle where we switch, we do this to the other side. Again, let your luck be light, and let your other charm just make a huge roundabout as big as it can, and let your talent point flex you out of your comfort zone. And then again, huge circle, and exhale when you backwards. And the last one, make it as big as possible. Inhale and exhale. And let's meet in the middle. I can leave you here with some exercises to continue doing. You can do a couple of circles to your shoulds to relax the upper possibilities of your spine, or you can just do a very enjoyable last little circles of your thoughts. And just make sure whatever you do, you'd always do 2 ways, and make sure that you're always sitting properly straight, and remind yourself that this is the time to be light and bright. And I will see you again next week. For next week, we will be using some kind of little props that I'm sure you all have in the house. So hope to see you next Wednesday, same time, same place. Thanks for joining, and stay safe inside.